Howdy ho Stampers, Deb Valder here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you how to do this all occasion card. You can purchase any of these products on my Stampin' Up! Website, and the address is right there on the top, so if you have any questions, just let me know, and let's get started. This is a Z fold card. As you can see, it is a Z, and it's very easy to do, very fast. Let me just show you the components of it. You're going to start off with a piece of cardstock, and that's our base. And it's just a single sheet of cardstock. It's not an open or fold. This one is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and it's just that quarter sheet of cardstock. Now our Z fold card has to be cut down a little bit so it is outlined by our yellow piece. And I did that, and this is what it looks like. It's 10.5 by 4. And I have it scored at 2 5/8, and then again at 5 1/4. And what that does is it folds over to make a half a piece of cardstock, and then I just folded it backwards to make that Z fold. So it's folded over and then back. And then what I did was I just ran this through our fancy fan folder and got the design for this part right here. So there's our Z fold card, and that part of it is done. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take and we need to cut out these pieces right here. So what I did was I used my ovals collection, and there's 7 pieces in that collection, and I believe I used 4 and 5 on that. So that would be these right here, and let me just check and make sure those are the right ones. Yep, there's 4 and there's 5. Okay, so I just used these, and I cut out my my white piece and my yellow piece. Now the most important thing when you're adhering this is that you do not adhere adhesive to the back of one side. If you do, you're going to actually close it. The other thing is I do not adhere this closed. Some people do, so it just opens like this, but I like it to open and open like this. So we have our 10.5 by 4 1/4 inch piece of cardstock, and like I said, we're going to take and we're going to just put some of our snail adhesive on there. And we're going to add that to our card base, which is our Daffodil Delight. Okay, so now we have our Z fold card, and like I said, we're going to take and we're going to adhere just adhesive to half of this, and that's going to go right here in the middle. So now we have our piece that is adhered to the middle and not glued on the back. Okay, so it opens like that. Now what I'd like to do is I'm going to take from this stamp set right here called Blessed Easter. I always cut off the words, and I can use the words for something else, and that's why I consider this an all occasion card, because it doesn't have any words on it. We're just going to take and we're going to, I will put this in my card box, and then as I need it, I'll put the little sentiment right here, and I will write on the card over here. So for right now, we're going to stamp just the tulips onto my cardstock, which I did right here. And now what we need to do is we need to color it. So let's get started with the coloring. I'm going to take and I put in here, I can't wait for our new blendabilities to come out, but until they do, I'm working with just re-inkers, and right here I have So Saffron, here I have Crushed Curry, here I have Pear Pizzazz, and here I have Wild Wasabi. So what I did was I always take and I use my aqua pen, and I fill one of the wells with just water. And then what I do is I get my, for the first layer, I just get my my aqua pen filled with water, and just pick up a little bit of color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm just going to color in the tulips. And you can do this with any color. I just decided I would do the yellow because I am just so ready for spring to be here. And then you're going to do the same thing. What I do is I just clean it off by rubbing it back and forth without hurting the ends of it. Now this is my Pear Pizzazz. I always go, when I put my re-inkers in here, I always go light to dark. So this is the lighter, this is the darker, this is the lighter, and this is the darker. So now I'm just going to pick up a little bit of Pear Pizzazz, and we're just going to take and we're going to rub this in. And like I said, once we get our blendabilities in, I am going to be over the moon with happiness. Alright, so now we've got that all nice and good. We're going to take and do the darker color. And what you're going to do with the darker color is just to kind of accent a little bit. Again, my aqua pen is very, very wet, and I'm just outlining, as you can see, leaving a lot of the lighter color, and just kind of dabbing in the darker color. Now you don't want it to be too dry, but you don't want it to be too wet either. I know that's kind of hard, but like this is just this is not watercolor paper. This is just our Whisper white cardstock, so you don't want it to get all pilly. So you're not going to just sit there and color and color and color and color. You're just going to kind of just dab it on. And now I'm just cleaning it off, and I'm going to go to the darker of my greens. Again, I want some water in there. I'm going to go to the darker of my greens, and I'm just going to kind of outline it. I don't want to color it in. I don't want it to all be the same color. And when it dries, it just kind of blends in together. But like I said, once we get those blendabilities, I am going to be over the moon with that. And that's all there is to it. We're done with the coloring. And now all we have to do is take and adhere that to our card. So I'm going to get my adhesive again. I'm going to take my... This one you're going to put the glue all the way over because we're just going to actually glue it right to this right here. And then the last thing that we're going to do, and I will take the time to do it with you because it's always good to have a refresher, but the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to make a fork bow. You see right here I have my fork bow. I just think it lends a lot to it. So what we're going to do is we're literally going to take a fork. You can take a hair pick. They work really well. You can take a salad fork, depending on what size fork bow you want. You just want to be able to get the right size. So I'm just going to take, I need a smaller bow, so I'm just going to take a regular dinner fork. And what you want to do is you want to take and you want to lay this over your fork. If you're left-handed, you would do it the other way, but this is a right-handed one. You're going to take and you're going to take and hold your fingers right here on the end. Now you see I have it right in the middle of the fork. That's because we need to keep this free and this free. If I had this down here, I couldn't work the bottom, only the top. If I had it up here, I couldn't work the top, I could only work the bottom. So think middle, 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 because what we're doing is making the middle of this bow. So this is my ribbon, and my back piece is just a little bit longer than my front piece. This is about a 7-inch piece of ribbon. And what I'm doing is I'm going to lock this piece in by taking this, going over this piece right here and into the bottom. After I go into the bottom, I'm going to take that very same piece, work it up to the top, and that's it. So I went through the bottom, over the top, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and I'm going to pull it side to side, pull it as tight as you can, because once it's off the fork, it will not move. Now I'm going to check it, make sure it looks good, and then I'm just going to slide it off. If by chance you made any mistakes, you'll just take and what you'll do is you'll just undo it and then redo it, because you can't adjust it after it's all done. And then this will just be adhered with a mini glue dot. And then your card is done. So this was a very fast, simple, easy card. It's a great card to do for your card box, because you can make a whole bunch of them. And then depending on whether you need it for a sympathy card, whether you need it for a get well card, an Easter card, a Mother's Day card, it's just a beautiful card to show that spring is coming. Anybody that got this card would absolutely love it. So I hope you enjoyed my post. Hop on over to my blog. Make sure you subscribe to me, and if you need any of the product, just hop on over to my website, my Stampin' Up! Website, and that's my online store. So take care. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day, and hope to see you soon.